Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Indian Classical Literature series. If you are preparing for your English exams, today's lecture is arguably the most critical one. We are now looking at Mahabharata, focusing specifically on the translations of G.A.B. Van Buiten. We will cover two monumental episodes that are highly favored by university examiners. That is the Book of the Assembly Hall, where the infamous dicing game takes place, Temptation of Karna from the Book of Effort. We won't just summarize the plot, we will unpack the dense philosophical debates on Dharma, legal ownership, personal ethics that you must write about to score an outstanding grade. Let's start with the Sabhaparvan, or the Book of the Assembly Hall. This section is where the political stakes of the epic escalate from a family dispute to a full-blown existential crisis. The Sabha, or Assembly Hall, is not just a building, it is a space where power is displayed and where the rules of civilization are tested and ultimately shattered. Our story begins with the construction of the magnificent Pandava Assembly Hall by Maya, the celestial architect. Now pay close attention to this, because examiners love asking about the symbolism of this place and palace. Maya's palace is built on illusion. Floors look like water, and actual pools of water look like polished marble. When Duryodhan visits, he falls prey to these illusions. He steps into a pool thinking it's solid ground and later bangs his head against a wall that looked like an open door. Draupadi and Bhim laugh at his confusion. The laughter is the psychological trigger for the entire war. Duryodhan's humiliation turns his political envy into an obsessive need for revenge. In your essays, analyze this hall as a metaphor of Maya, the cosmic illusion that blinds human beings and drives them to self-destruction. Maya. This brings us to the game of dice. A very common university question is, why did Yudhishthir, the king of Dharma, agree to play a game of chance when he knew Shakuni was a master cheat? To answer this like an expert, you must understand that in the Vedic tradition, a dicing game was a mandatory ritual associated with the Rajasuya sacrifice, the consecration of a world emperor. It was not viewed as a casual vice, but as a ritualized demonstration of cost contingency. He must show that he can face the unpredictable forces of fate. Shakuni and Duryodhan weaponize the ritual. They exploit Yudhishthir's Kshatriya code. As a king, Yudhishthir cannot refuse a formal challenge without losing his honor. The tragedy is that sacred, ritualized test of destiny is degraded into a rigged scam controlled by Shakuni's loaded dice. Yudhishthir loses his kingdom, his wealth, his brothers, and finally himself. He is enticed to make one final stake, his wife Draupadi, and he loses her too. When Draupadi is dragged into the assembly hall, she does not simply weep. She launches a brilliant, devastating legal challenge. that paralyzes the court. She asks, whom did you lose first? Royal son, yourself, or me? This is a profound philosophical question. If Yudhishthir staked and lost himself first, he became a slave. Under ancient legal codes, slave owns nothing and has no property rights. If he owned nothing, by what legal right could he stake his wife then? This question turns the assembly hall into a moral courtroom. And to this day, the epic leaves this dilemma unresolved. Let's examine how the court responds to Draupadi's question. This is a crucial area for character analysis in your exams. Look at Bhishma, the grand patriarch of the dynasty, hides behind legalistic technicalities. He famously says Dharma is subtle. He argues that on one hand, husband always has some authority over his wife. But on the other hand, a slave cannot own property. By choosing abstract theory over immediate justice, Bhishma exposes the failure of legalism when stripped of human empathy. Meanwhile, elders like Drona, Dhritarashtra remain complicit through their silence. The only voice of moral courage is Vikarna, Duryodhana's younger brother. He stands up and declares that the assembly has failed in its duty, asserting that Draupadi is a free woman. When writing your essay, contrast Vikarna's active moral dissent with Bhishma's passive, cowardly legalism. Terrified by the bad omens that follow Draupadi's humiliation, King Dhritarashtra attempts to patch things over. He grants Draupadi three boons, which she uses to free her husbands and restore their weapons. But Duryodhana cannot let them go. He demands a sequel to the dicing game. Yudhishthir, bound once again by his tragic code, and he accepts. This second game is swift. The Pandavas lose and are sentenced to 12 years of exile in the forest, followed by a 13th year where they must live in complete disguise. This sequel highlights the theme of inevitable destiny. No matter how many chances the characters get to escape, they are inexorably drawn back into the tragic trap. Now let's leap forward narrative to the book of effort or the Udyogaparvan. The 13 years of exile are over, the war is inevitable, but before the first arrow is shot, a massive diplomatic chess game takes place. This brings us one of the most psychologically complex characters in the entire epic, that is Karna. As Krishna prepares for war, he attempts a brilliant piece of psychological warfare. He takes Karna's side and reveals a closely guarded secret. Karna is actually Kunti's firstborn son, fathered by the sun god Surya before her marriage. Krishna offers him the ultimate temptation. Come with me to the Pandava side. As the eldest brother, you will be crowned king of Hastinapur. Your brothers Yudhishthir and Arjuna will bow to you. Draupadi reflects you. For a man who has spent his entire life being insulted as a low-caste charioteer's son, a Sutputra, this offer is everything he has ever dreamed of. Legitimacy, royal status, and absolute validation. But how does Karna respond? This is where his character achieves two tragic greatness, rejects this temptation. He tells Krishna that Kunti abandoned him to save her own reputation, leaving him to be swept away in a river. It was Radha, his foster mother, who nursed him, Adhirath, his foster father, who raised him. He declares, I am Radheya, the son of Radha, not Kaunteya. Furthermore, he points to his debt of gratitude to Duryodhan, the only king who stood by him and gave him crown when everyone else rejected him. To abandon Duryodhan now on the eve of war would be an act of supreme cowardice. Karna chooses loyalty, love, and gratitude over royal blood. This tragic choice defines his heroism. As we synthesize these two episodes for your exams, the central takeaway is the concept of Sukshma Dharma, the subtle, deeply ambiguous nature of morality. In the Sabhaparvan, we see the dark side of rule following. Yudhishthir follows the rules of the game and the Kshatriya code, but his adherence to the letter of the law leads to the horrific violation of Draupadi. In the Udyogaparvan, on the other side, Karna rejects his biological family to uphold his personal code of loyalty. His dharma is not based on divine command or bloodlines, but on personal ethics and gratitude. The Mahabharata challenges us to realize that dharma is not a simple checklist. It is an agonizing human struggle to find the right path in a compromised world. So, to wrap up, let's look at your exam preparation blueprint. When tackling these type of contexts and texts, expect questions on three main fronts. Firstly, on Draupadi's question, where focus is on the tension between legal ownership and moral personhood. Use the text to show how the assembly's silence reflects institutional decay. Then the game of dice, which explains its ritual significance in the Rajsuya sacrifice and how it transitions into a metaphor for a chaotic fate. And thirdly, the character of Karna, which analyzes his identity crisis. It contrasts the biological ties offered by Kunti and Krishna with the experiential loyalty he holds for Duryodhan. You can use these specific terminology, focus on the close readings, and you will produce an essay that stands out to any examiner. Great job! Thank you for turning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel. Till my next video, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.